It's Sunday the 9th of November 2014. I was just taking a walk around Southern Harbour in the Barbican and came across Pinnacle Arts Fair. Pinnacle Arts Fair at Southern Harbour, showcasing local artists and crafters, featuring unique handmade creations on the second and fourth weekend of every month, 11 AM to 5 PM. You can Facebook them at facebook.com/Pinnacle Arts Fair or info@pinnaclearts-arts.co.uk. Hello, what's your name?
I'm Glyn White.
You're Glyn. Are you a local artist?
I am, yes.
So, whereabouts are you based?
Well, South Hams, just outside Plymouth. I spend a lot of time at Wembury, so a lot of my paintings are inspired from that area.
Yeah.
Although I have painted other parts of Dartmoor and so on. But I'm particularly interested in water. I've always been attracted to water, even originally from Hertfordshire.
Yeah. And
I absolutely adore the sea.
So how long have you been down in the southwest?
27 years, I think now. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1989 I moved down. Yeah.
Were you doing art in Hertfordshire?
I've always painted.
Yeah.
I've painted since I was a very small boy. I did go to art college and then pursued different careers, but in my spare time, I think it's typical of a lot of people that paint, or a lot of artists, where most of my paintings are sort of hidden on top of wardrobes, or and then I'll have friends slowly going, "You really ought to do something with this."
Yeah, it should be getting out there instead of being stored at home.
And for the last 14 years, I've been teaching art. Teaching art and crafts.
So what do you teach?
It's freelance, various different organisations. I've worked in areas to do with drug and alcohol rehab, working with adults with mixed disabilities, and using art as a way.
Therapy.
Yeah. And then finally, a couple of years ago, decided it's about time I actually started to put my own work out there. And I remember ringing up the first gallery and going, I couldn't even say I was an artist. I just went, I paint, and I've got some paintings. And it's taken a long time to actually finally go, yeah, I am an artist. This is what I do, and this is now my main living. Yeah.
So how did you get into art originally? Which is the question I ask everybody.
It's just something that I've always wanted to. I'm mildly dyslexic, and
so am I.
Right.
Which is no good in photo and TV media, because everybody picks you up on everything. You know, especially the snobs that just want to, put you down.
But so I've always communicated. I found even at school, if there was an essay to, a question to answer, if I could do it with a diagram. That's the way I did it, because the writing was not my first forte.
You've got to remember that Richard Branson's dyslexic as well.
There's a lot of
business people are.
Yeah. So, but it's something. Without using a cliche, it's something that I've always been really passionate about. I've always wanted to create, wanted to try and communicate. Those things that I get excited about, and replicate those. Whilst most people spend an evening watching the telly, I don't have a TV.
So when did you start painting, or get the inspiration to start painting?
So it goes right back to childhood. And I remember being at school and they were going, don't do art, and don't go to art college.
Yeah, you'll never get a life out of it. I was told the same.
Yeah, and I've still went to art college. Because it's all I've ever really, really wanted to do. So now... Do you find that art college can manipulate your thought processes into different ways of thinking? I actually had to unlearn a lot of what I learned at college. And that was, I think, it was unfortunately, and this is what I do when I'm teaching myself, is rather than dictate to people how they should paint...
It's administration art, where you've got to meet a criteria to get through the course.
It was a bit, and it was also, I felt very much that we were being pushed into being clones of a certain style.
Take modern.
A bit like that.
Saatchi.
So.
And put new clothes.
It took a while. Yeah, it took a while for me to rediscover what I actually enjoy and how I actually enjoy painting.
Yeah.
And now it's all, you know.
So what's this piece of?
Which piece here? This has been a new venture because it's one of the first pieces that hasn't actually got any water in it.
Yes.
But it's of leather tor, which is just above Borough tor.
Yes.
There's an interesting thing, the way I actually spelt it, there's two ways of spelling tor, which is either with a single R or two R's.
Yeah.
And the two R's is the original Gaelic.
Well, you're dyslexic.
Yeah, but it doesn't still...
Yeah.
May take me a long time,
yes.
but I think because of that dyslexia, I'm actually quite precise about words.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll rather than... Again, going back to school days, rather than writing reams and reams.
Like Asperger's, in the respect that people are very precise in different areas and they become perfectionists in different ways to compensate for failings in others.
Yeah, well, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually quite particular about spellings.
Yes.
Because it's not something I think. Whereas someone else who can
you double check and trouble check everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I actually, whenever I'm typing anything to go on my art page, I sit there typing it in Word with a dictionary on my lap, and what might look like a 5-minute little article is probably taking me most of the evening. But I make
that's the problem I have. I'm always in a rush, so I don't have time to double check and trouble check everything.
But I will reread it and reread it before posting it, so it says exactly what I want it to say. But that's this. So yeah, I chose the double R spelling because it's also evidently a measurement of atmospheric pressure.
Yes.
And I thought, being as the painting was about atmosphere, then it lent itself to that spelling.
And where's this next one?
That's of Wembury Beach itself, in the days when we still had sand on the beach.
Yes.
That's very typical of a late autumn evening. I spend a lot of time surfing there, and that's the sort of scene you see when you're coming out of the water.
Well, this one's interesting.
That's a print. The original painting of that is actually 5 foot high, and in fact that one I still have, but it's up on my wall, and it's the first thing I see when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Is that
therapeutic? It's
very much so.
Beautiful sort of Mediterranean blues coming through there as well.
Right at the end of my bed. Yeah.
In the 1930s, artists from the southwest had international connections and popularity. It'd be nice to see art being picked up again at the international level, wouldn't it?
Well, interesting you say that, actually. The original of that piece is now the other side of the world.
Oh, tremendous.
Yeah.
What country?
Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, based on Wembury, the Great Mewstone.
Yeah.
Which, again, another interesting thing, they've just brought out a film about Joseph Turner, who was huge inspiration for me when I was studying art. And
that's getting rave reviews, isn't it?
Is it? I haven't seen, but I know he actually spent a lot of time.
An Oscar, I think.
Really?
I know he's getting a lot of high praise for his work.
One of the things I find fascinating about him was that he actually spent quite a bit of time painting that same island.
Cracking.
So, yeah.
That's did you say it was Bibri? What island?
Wembury.
Wembury. Sorry, yeah,
yes,
of course.
Wembury.
That's in Devon.
Yes, just outside Plymouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where are you based?
Just in the South Hams, village called Brixton.
Have you got a website?
I have a Facebook page,
yes,
which is Glyn White's Art with a colon and then Blanc On Blanc. The reason behind that, although the Blanc On Blanc seems to have actually people remember that really, really well, was it was a bit tongue-in-cheek because someone, a friend of mine, told me, "I'll never make, as an artist with a surname as common as White. You need to be more exotic,
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, right, just tongue-in-cheek.
Just call yourself Pigment.
Well, tongue-in-cheek, I put Blanc On Blanc at the end.
Well, same thing, yeah, Blanc On Blanc.
And it stuck.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have an art page on Facebook, which is the following is growing on a daily basis, which is great. And I put little stories on there, not just about here's yet another painting I've finished or here's one that's going into print,
yes,
but I try and put things that I think that will be of interest, particularly the stories behind paintings.
Yes.
For example, one that I'm working on at the moment that I've nearly finished, this piece here, was a scene that I saw last Easter. It's just from the top of Jurstone, which is an old word, I believe, for Devilstone,
yeah,
which I thought the juxtaposition there was quite exciting. And then I came down onto this little precipice, and there were these rocks that looked a little bit like a cave, but also possibly the stone table.
So the trees are coming alive.
Yeah,
sort of going in towards you.
So I'm working on this piece, trying to give that feeling of somewhere that's old, ancient, but also somewhere that you want to go, but at the same time you're not sure you should.
Yeah, it does look a bit creepy, doesn't it?
But creepy, but inviting, timeless.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm trying to get all those bits into this piece. Yeah.
There's lots of little woodland areas like that just outside Plymouth, which is what I like about this area.
Yeah, but and I thought with the contrast, the water and the trees, because trees is something else. I also there's another piece there from Tar Steps, which again you got the trees and the water.
Yeah.
Which are things that I both find fascinating and drawn to.
Tremendous.
I'm not.
I like this piece on the floor as well. This is your working cloth, is it?
This is, yes. This is. I actually paint on the floor.
Yes.
I don't paint. I've got easels, but I don't use them for painting. This is how I actually paint on the floor at home. One of the reasons is just something I've got into the habit of, but also it's very easy to be able to turn the canvas round, turn it upside down, work on it upside down, and instantly, when you're like this, the second you stand up, you're already nearly 6 foot away from it, so you can view it very quickly from different angles. Plus I work with lots of different layers, quite fluid, translucent layers, and if it was an easel, I would just have the paint running the whole time. Yeah. So it's something that works for me. Again, over the years, developing different techniques, and that's one of them.
Yeah, tremendous. Thanks very much.
Cheers. Thank you.
Pinnacle Arts Fair at Southern Harbour, showcasing local artists and crafters, featuring unique handmade creations on the 2nd and 4th weekend of every month, 11 AM to 5 PM. You can Facebook them at facebook.com/Pinnacle Arts Fair or info@pinnaclearts-arts.co.uk.